All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect on the highways and hedges pushing the truth. Brother Rabbi Knapp coming out with the lesson, Lord's will certified. I was watching some video on X, and this lady was talking about how, how she owns like this clothing line, but she can't, there's no black-owned businesses to get the cotton and get her clothes pressed and all of this other bullshit, man. Still talking about generational wealth. I don't know why this is still a talking point in the black community, man. First of all, you need to get your mind. You can't save Jake, man. You really can't, man. They can't even, they still talking about the black community, generational wealth, lack of understanding of the scriptures, man. And that's what's wrong with our people, man. They're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Okay? And this is why it's important that we come out here and do this work, man, because Jake's fucking, they'll forget. They might have watched the video yesterday and they'll forget it tomorrow, man. That's a hard-headed, stiff-necked people, man. They need to be constantly watered down with this word, man. Just like the Grand Canyon, that water, it finally got through a cut right through it, man. That's what this word's doing, man. You got to be like rivers of water, okay? As a matter of fact, let's start there. You got to be like rivers of water, man. This is the book of John, chapter 6. And, this is John 6. No, it ain't that. Let me grab it. Rivers of water. Okay. This is the book of John 7. Yep. This is the book of John, chapter 7, verse 38. He that believeth on me, as the scriptures have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Okay, so out of his belly, which is your mind, is going to flow. Okay, if you believeth on him. Okay, the scriptures tell you, I believe, so I speak. Okay, that's what you need to be doing. You need to be speaking, because a lot of people that water hasn't reached the majority of the nation of Israel, man. Because everyone needs to hear this word. The whole nation needs to hear this word, man. So they can just be, they can be marked. Okay, I believe, so I spoke. Something like that. 2 Corinthians. Chapter 4, in verse number 13, it says, we having the same spirit of faith. It's like it, 2 Corinthians 4:13. So we having the spirit of faith, according as it is written, I believe, and therefore I have spoken. We also believe and therefore speak. So if you believe on the Lord, then you're gonna be speaking on these things, man. But a lot of people, they don't believe, man. Okay, let me read that in the NLT. 2 Corinthians 4:13 in the NLT. But we continue to preach because we have the same kind of faith the psalmist had when he said, I believed in the Most High, so I spoke. Okay, so exactly, man. If you believe, you're going to speak. But that's what's wrong with our people, man. They don't believe. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 116. I believe this is where he's quoting. And 10, it says, I believe, therefore have I spoken. I was greatly afflicted. I said in my haste, all men are liars. Exactly. So I believe, therefore I have spoken. Okay. And when you hear the report, hey, you're gonna believe on the report, man. Okay. Let me grab that in John. This is the book of John, chapter 6. In verse 63. It says, it is the spirit that quickeneth. The flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Okay, so the words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. That's that water, okay? That they need to hear. It's either gonna quicken you, which means make you alive, or you're gonna reject it and you're gonna remain in the congregation of the dead, according to Proverbs 21 and 16. Let's grab that. Okay. The book of Proverbs 21, verse 16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So you're wandering out of the way of understanding, you're going to remain in the congregation of the dead. Isaiah 5, In verse 13, therefore my people are gone into captivity because they have no knowledge. And that's the reason why you're in captivity, okay? That's the reason why you don't have any resources to build generational wealth. But you're not even gonna have a generation to have any wealth because this generation is gonna be destroyed, okay? And their honorable men are famished and their multitude dried up with thirst. Yeah, your multitude is dried up with thirst, okay? Because you lack understanding, man, of the scriptures. Isaiah 22, in verse number, I'll start at 15. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, go, get thee unto this treasurer, even unto Shebna, which is over the house, and say, what hast thou here, and whom hast thou here, that thou hast hewed thee out a sepulchre here, as he that heweth him out a sepulchre on high, and have graveth in habitation for himself in a rock. Exactly, man. That's what you're doing, man. Okay? Because this is Mount Seir, man. This is a rock, man. You graving out a tomb, a grave, man. Okay? Just like Shebna. Behold, the Lord Yahweh will carry thee away with a mighty captivity and will surely cover thee. Exactly, man. He's gonna send you into a mighty captivity, and that's where you're. That's the position that you're in, man. You're in a great strait, man. Just like Moses when he put him in the cleft of a rock and he showed him his back, man. That's what's going on, man. The Lord's not dealing with everybody. All right. Behold, the Lord Yahweh will carry thee away with a mighty captivity and will surely cover thee. Let me read that in the NLT. Isaiah 22 and 17. For the Lord is about to hurl you away, mighty man. He is going to grab you. Okay. Isaiah 22 and 18 in KJV. He will surely violently turn and toss thee like a ball into a large country. Okay. And that's what he did by putting us on these slave ships, man. Just like a ball, man, put on the sea. He tossed us from first of all, he kicked us out of the land. And we ran into, put us in Africa. We escaped into Africa for a certain amount of years. And then he tossed us into a ball, like a ball, into the land of our captivity, sending us back into Egypt again with ships, okay? There shalt thou die, and there the chariots of thy glory shall be the shame of thy Lord's house. Exactly, man. It's a shameful thing to be under Esau Edom, man. There's nothing to glory in down here, man. You trying to set up and establish yourself here in Babylon, when Babylon's going to be destroyed. You don't want to be in the mindset of being in a place. You don't want to set up your house in a burning, you don't want to be in a burning building, man. That's what Babylon is, man. It's a burning building. It's going to collapse, okay? Now, you might hear it frequently and you don't see it, so you think it's for a time to come. Okay, and that's the mindset of a lot of us Israelites, man. What's that scripture where it says a heart? It says a heart. What does he say? He says a heart, deferred faith or something like that. Deferred faith, something like that. Proverbs 13 and 12 is saying, let me grab that. Proverbs chapter 13, verse 12. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life. Yeah, hope deferred. We're hastening the day for the Lord to return. But every day that every day that he doesn't come, it makes your heart sick. It makes your mind sick, man. It makes you want to go back into this world. That's why this word's not for everybody. You got to constantly be bombarded with the scriptures, man. You got to be meditating on these prophecies. Like you got to make it an occupation, man. This is a job. This is not. We don't do this for fun, man. You got to be occupied in this ministry. Because if you don't, you're gonna faint, man. Okay. You don't want to be faint. As a matter of fact, let me grab that. In the book of Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 4:1. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not. Exactly, man. We faint not because we have this ministry. We have the understanding. His brother's putting scriptures up, videos up all the day long, man. You got to be occupied in these things. You got to see what the Lord's put the spirit on these different watchmen that are throughout all the earth, man. People are coming in all different states and cities, man, doing the same thing, keeping their eyes on different things, man. okay? Different talker points, local things that are going on, man, okay? Right now I'm in the Boston area. What's going on out here? We got ICE agents coming through, snatching people up, little kids, going in the courtrooms, snatching people out of the court. That's these ICE agents, man, okay? They don't give two shits about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's why they signed up for that job, man. Just so they can do that. They said, okay, yeah, you're gonna be snatching up Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and you're gonna be shipping them away from their family. And they said, where do I sign? Where do I put my name? Okay, that's what they signed up for that shit, man. Just like your local police officer, man. He wanted to get a badge. He knows that it comes with a stigma of locking you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and he was all for it, man. He's like, you mean you're gonna pay me to put cuffs on Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans? Where do I sign at? Okay, so there's a certain type of spirit that comes with these people, man. Okay, they got the spirit of Esau. And I think they got the star of Rifram on their chest, man. So it comes with a whole type of spirit on them, man. And Esau be hopping out with masks on his face, man, like a damn gangster. Just a bunch of thugs, man. That's why we come out here and point the finger at these thugs. They're just a bunch of gangsters, man. They worse than you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans selling you little rocks on the corner, man. Nah, these people got global trade, man. They'll go into Mexico. They talk to the cartel, man. There was a documentary, not a documentary, it was a Netflix special on Snowfall, I think the name of the movie was. That was an actual real thing, man. I think that's going into Rick Ross. Okay, how we met a CIA op, and he put him on, man. Gave him the plug. He's the plug, man. Esau. Okay, he's the one who sets up all these criminal organizations out here in Babylon. Okay, you want crime to stop, you got to put Esau in jail, man. He has to get locked up, and the only one who has the power to lock up the so-called white man is the Lord, man. Okay. Other than that, this is what you're gonna see: the kidnapping of kids, the organ harvesting, the cannibalism, the unrighteous decrees. This is all you're gonna see in the world, man. Okay? Until he gets utterly taken out. 2 Corinthians 4:16, for which cause we faint not, but through our outward man, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. Okay, you got to renew yourself day by day by getting back into these scriptures, man. Just like you cleanse yourself, you brush your teeth, wash your face, hop in the rain. Hey, man, just you cleaning that outward man, but the inner man needs to be cleansed also, and you can only be cleansed by the word, man. You got to be cleansed by the word. Let's grab that. In the book of Psalms, how can a young man cleanse his way? Grab that. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 9. Wherewith shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word, okay? That's the only way you're going to cleanse your way, is taking heed to the word, okay? With my whole heart have I sought thee, O let me not wander from thy commandments. You don't want to wander from his commandments, because then you'll be remaining in the congregation of the dead, according to Proverbs 21:16. And you don't want to be dead. You don't want to be ekekeo, which means spiritless, okay? You want to have the spirit of the Lord, man. But you got to pray for these things, man. You got to ask for these things. This is the book of Psalms 51, verse 10. Create in me a clean heart, O power, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Yeah, that's the only way you're going to be upheld. It's by the spirit of the Lord, man. You got to have that armor on, man. You got to fight the good fight of faith, man. Other than that, you're going to be destroyed. But what's out in this world, man? There's nothing in this world except destruction, okay? You're going to turn into an Edomite, long story short, man. You're going to turn into an Edomite if you ain't serving the Lord. But a lot of y'all are already Edomites, man. Y'all don't serve the Lord, man. You see, you think this is vanity or something, man. Vanity actually got a reward for it, man. It's called death. And you're going to be destroyed in an ugly way. Matter of fact, with the Lord right now, he's sending tornadoes through Babylon, man. As a matter of fact, let me get that article. I was just reading something about these storms. I got it right here. It says NBCnews.com. When was this? I think this is April 3rd, 2025, 11:10, okay? 25 minutes ago. It says severe weather live updates, life-threatening, catastrophic flash floods and tornadoes to hit Midwest and South. Okay, so that's what the Lord got today, man. So all you got to do is Google the news for the day, and you're going to learn about the Lord, man. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 9, and verse number 16. It says, the Lord is known by the judgments which he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Hikion Salah. Okay, so the wicked is snared in the works of his own hands. Hey, brother, you ever, hey, brother. You ever heard of that? Are you a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American? Then you're an Israelite, my brother. Are you a, what are you? What's your nationality? Dominican. You're Dominican? The Dominicans? Go back to the tribe of Simeon. Okay, brother? So that's what I'm out here. So tell our people that we're the Israelites, man.
Yeah.
So they can learn.
Thank you. You're just enlightening me on something new today.
Yeah, man. We gotta learn who the Israelites are. We were given law, statutes, and commandments by Moses on Mount Sinai. After the Exodus of Egypt. We were in slavery in ancient Egypt. We've always been in slavery.
Yeah.
And now we're in slavery again.
God always frees us.
Exactly. And that's what's going on. I'm glad you know that, because we're coming into that time where the Lord's going to come and redeem us again. But this time, forever. It ain't going to be going back into captivity. When you learn about the Israelites, they were in slavery in Egypt. After they left Egypt, they were in the wilderness. They were given these laws that I'm trying to tell you about that we're supposed to keep, but we don't keep them anymore. That's why we're going into slavery again. When you read the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, 15 to 68, it tells us, if you don't follow these laws, all these curses are going to come upon you. And when you don't follow the laws of God, it's called sin, okay?
Have you spoken about the Enoch and
Enoch?
No, I forgot their name, the Yaju and the Maju.
The Jaju?
Have you spoken about them yet?
No.
I don't know about that. So in the Bible, they only explain twice.
Oh.
The Yaju and the Maju.
The Yaju? I never heard this before.
Yeah, there's something that was blocked off and they were covered by a wall. I forgot what. Hold on, let me just look.
Well, that's all I wanted to tell you, brother. I never heard this Yaju.
Honestly, I never heard about it either until I started doing my research on it. It only mentions twice in the Bible. This is for specific reasons.
Yaju? Never heard of this. But what is it about? Can you explain it?
It's hard for me to explain just because I feel like I'm gonna sound like an idiot.
That's all right, man. It's all right to sound like an idiot. Islamic, the Yajus and Majus are two powerful, unruly nations that will emerge near the end times, causing widespread chaos and destruction, and are a sign of the day of judgment. Hey, that's a beautiful thing. Let me see. I never heard of it, but it says a figure in Islamic tradition until the end of time. So we're not Islamic.
No, but it kind of like freaked me out.
But what that kind of reminds me of in the Bible, there's two nations that we got split up. It's called the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom. Okay, so Simeon, and these 10 tribes, when you learn about King Solomon and King David, there was a split after King Solomon died. Okay, and that separated us, being the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom. So you would be from the Northern Kingdom, called Israel. And I would be a so-called Judah, African American. I'd be from the tribe of Judah. Okay. When you go into the history, these three tribes represent the Southern Kingdom.
It came upon like the leaders of all 12 tribes, pretty much?
Well, Judah is the head of the tribe.
Yeah.
But for the Southern Kingdom, the so-called Puerto Rican man is the head of the Southern Kingdom, and the so-called black man today is the head of Judah's the head of all of it because the Lord came out of Judah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why. It's not because anything other than the Lord came out of that tribe.
I don't know why. I thought Levi was always the first one. It's been a while since I read the Bible.
Well, Levi, they're the priests.
That's right. They're the ones that God trusted.
Yeah, but that right there, that's Islam. Hey, you're welcome. Going back to, matter of fact, the Yaju and the Maju. I never heard that. There's some Islamic stuff, man. We try to pull Jake out of the fire, but you know, he was looking at the signs, so I figured I'd reach out, man. Okay. But back to what I was talking about these storms, man. The Lord's sending these storms because that's judgment, man. Okay. It says, what to know about severe weather today. At least 5 people are known to have died. Okay, so now you know. That's at least 5. That's what they can count. Just like what's going on with those earthquakes in Myanmar and Thailand, or wherever that is, man. That's still increasing, man. They're still finding new bodies. It says there are widespread reports of destroyed buildings, toppled vehicles, and downed trees, and more than 330,000 energy customers across the U.S. are without power. So imagine that happened. I mean, the Midwest always gets these type of storms, man. Okay, so this is common, but they're gonna start to increase. Multiple tornadoes. Soon you're gonna have a tornado and an earthquake with hailstorm. You know, he's gonna mix it up, man. Okay, these are the type of things that are gonna be coming to pass. Okay, the National Weather Service warned that on Thursday morning, life-threatening, catastrophic, and potential historic flash flooding would occur across the lower Ohio Valley in Mid-South. So historical events are happening with the Lord, man. Okay? So these are signs, man. These are things that we're looking for, you know, being a watchman. So if you're in those areas, you know, I'm sure you know what's going on, man. Okay? It says forecasters warn that communities in areas affected by flooding should prepare for possible long duration and severe disruptions to daily life, okay? That's the Lord, man. The wicked is snared in his what do he say? Psalms 9:16. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higgion Salah. It's a song, man. We're singing, okay? It says with 10 to 15 inches of rain expected through the weekend, okay? This is Thursday. So expect take this extra 10 to 15 inches of rain, man. I think after 9, there's gonna be floods going down the street. I think after 9 inches of rain, it's very detrimental, man. It's gonna fuck some shit up, man. 10 to 15, hey, if it hits the 15 mark, you're gonna have rivers of water flowing through your city, man. Okay? And I don't know, when's the last time y'all been in a pool? But you probably don't even know how to swim anymore, man. Especially a lot of you Jakes fans, y'all just sink, man. Y'all don't know how to swim. So when these rivers start going through your cities, where you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are, guess what? The death toll's gonna go up because a lot of y'all don't know how to swim. Okay? It says severe weather, including tornadoes and large hail. Like I just said, man, I didn't know large hail was going on. He's mixing it up. You got a tornado and large hail is expected throughout the Ozarks, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Texas. Okay, so this is what the Lord will do to you, man. All right, this is what the Lord will do to you. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3, and verse 5. It says, "The just Lord is in the midst thereof; he will not do iniquity." Okay, iniquity is sin upon sin. Lawlessness, transgression of the law. He's not transgressing the law by sending this flood to come destroy you, even though he made a covenant. Then he said that's to flood the whole earth. He didn't say he won't flood your city, man. He'll still drown your ass in the water, man. Every morning, doth he bring his judgment to light. Yeah, every morning, doth he bring his judgment to light. That's why you want to check the news to see what the Lord's doing, brother. Okay? And it says he faileth not. So every single day he's going to be doing something, man. And he'll fail not, man. You just got to look around. But the unjust knoweth no shame. Yeah, the unjust, they don't have any shame, man. They don't think anything they doing is wrong. The unjust think like that. Okay? Matter of fact, I think there's a precept in Habakkuk, chapter 2. And where is it? Nope. I think maybe it's Habakkuk 1 and because the Lord said, let me see, let me just put iniquity. Iniquity. Habakkuk. Precepts pop up in Habakkuk. The Lord's not doing any iniquity. So many precepts are popping up, man. Yep, Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 13. Thou art of purer eyes than to behold evil, and canst not look on iniquity. Wherefore lookest thou upon